Welcome, beloved Sangha, to our Jewel Ornament of Jewel Ornament of Liberation series with the Venerable Khenpo Tenzin. We'll begin today's commentaries in the Yellow Garchen Buddhist Institute prayer book on page 4 and 5 with opening prayers. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Durjin Chenjin Dilo Narota, Mabamala, Juja Gumbo Ba, Bamodraba, Javan, Rogomba, Gaju Lama Nanje, Dajon, Danandana, Zera, Damje, Lama Lopa, Lay, Jisuzon. Lapson Yundin Jamzung Alawa, and Tender Tonjender Bagel, Zor, Daso, Lo, Chuzon, Drovers, in Jalop, the Search, Lamdon Drovers, in Jalop, the Lam Druba Zebra Zinjal of the Zon, Druba Yishu Zanjava Zinjal of the Zor, Ganget in General Jong, Abba me Baji, me Bajiba, me Bada, me Bawan, me Bandro, me Tati Tumen Tunjeme, Druba Nisha, Demba, Zoba Zanje, Mananje, Damba de la Zanzar, do Drenje, Zavalama. Jijie guzong du jie zhen lan da 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 ge ju lan bu de da ge den ba dan sim jie jie dong la bo jian zhe ber zhen jie la du zo. Dear Dharma brothers and sisters, today I will begin the 17th chapter, which is on the perfection of wisdom. Wisdom is a shirap in Tibetan Dharma language. Shirap. Shi means understanding. Rab means perfect and excellent. So shirap means understanding the perfect nature. Perfectly and excellently. The perfection is Paro de Chimba, so which in Dharma language means crossing the ocean of samsara. So this sixth perfection is wisdom, perfection of wisdom. So we have to cross ocean of samsara, which means we have to understand that samsara is in our mind. So what is this? If we ask, this is our thoughts. our thoughts is samsara. We cannot find samsara outside of our mind. We say this some places are samsara, some places are not samsara. We actually think like that, but in the reality, samsara is our thoughts. So then the perfection of wisdom means we cross from these thoughts. So how should we cross from these thoughts is we are going to meditate. So view and meditation are very, they have a great relationship. They are very good friends. So view is, for example, we think, we decide that our natural state of mind is enlightenment or Buddha. And then meditation means we continually keep this view in the mind. So then actually I said we are going to cross the ocean of samsara, which means we don't want to reject our thoughts, because we cannot reject them. Which means if we don't have thoughts now, later another thoughts arise in our mind. So the thoughts are like water bubbles. It's coming continually. But then how should we cross from these thoughts is we are going to first, number one is we are going to understand. So we have when our gross thoughts, big thoughts arise from mind, we understand. But the small thoughts arise, we don't understand. So that's where first, whether these are big thoughts or small thoughts, doesn't matter. We first understand. Oh, now I have these thoughts. And then second, we are going to watch it. And then how to watch is if we too much examining what is it is color, what is the shape, what is, sometimes we lost our meditation. So that's where we are going to rest. This is very we are going to rest skillfully. So first, we should understand when thoughts arise from mind, and then second, we rest in these thoughts. Don't reject, don't try to reject, don't try to adapt. And then sometimes we cannot rest, we make little efforts. And sometimes we make efforts, but still we cannot rest in these thoughts. Then we should supplicate the Guru. So Guru is a source of all the benefit and happiness. Guru is a source of siddhi. Especially Guru is a source of blessing. So what is blessing? Blessing means when you, for example, when you meditate, when you rest on your thoughts, yeah? First you understand that thought arise. Second, you rest there. And then sometimes you cannot rest on that thought. And you supplicate Guru. And then your mind is become very peaceful, and your feeling is very pleasant. This is a Guru's blessing. So when you're feeling, when you supplicate the Guru, your feel is pleasant or happy or peaceful. All of them are Guru's blessing. Then we do that 1 time, 2 time. Slowly, thoughts cannot interrupt in our mind. Whether how many thoughts arise, they become our good friends. They become our good friends means they help us to meditate. So this, if we really try to do this, it's definitely we will, how to say, we will become win or winner. So that's where we small thoughts arise, we don't ignore them. Ignore them means but we don't follow them, but just acknowledge and then meditate, make object of meditation. So this is very helpful, and but we can learn many things from our experiences. For example, sometimes what happens is, I really cannot meditate because I have too much thoughts. I try to meditate with these thoughts, try to understand. Right now I say meditate with thoughts means rest and understand the essence of thoughts. Understand the essence of thoughts means we don't reject it, don't adapt it, just rest. That time you understand the essence of thoughts. So sometimes we really upset that, I have many thoughts. I try to remove these thoughts. I try to meditate with that thought, but still I try to meditate today, yesterday, last week, but still there are many thoughts. So I cannot keep this practice. Sometimes we definitely feel that this feeling comes to great practitioners too. Of course, new practitioners, great practitioners also experience like this feeling. So then you should learn from your life. In your we are human being in the samsara, so in our life has many struggles, different. So sometimes we think, almost we become hopeless. We can't do it. I can't accomplish that thing, something like that. But if we keep going through continually, so in English it says impossible is possible. So everything is possible. So that's where one day successfully accomplish our goal. So we learn many of in our life has different experiences. Likewise, if there are many thoughts arises, don't don't give up, and don't be lazy. So keep going meditation, and then you keep that for 1 month, 2 months, maybe a half year or year. Then one day you are not unhappy with thoughts. You are happy with thoughts, which means any thought, it's 1 hour, it's very quick. It's 1 day, it's so fast, which means when you focus on your thoughts, there are continually thoughts arises, but then we rest on these thoughts peacefully, and then these thoughts become object of meditation. So that's where this is the perfect of wisdom. Perfect of wisdom. So this and then for the perfection of wisdom, the following is the synopsis. Synopsis means a root of this text. Then the perfection of wisdom is summarized as sevenfold. So if we are talking too much kind of information of all universe, then we cannot bring together one information, because our mind scattered. Its mind goes the east, north, west, or different directions. That's where then we can't find anything. But that's where the sevenfold means there are many teachings about the wisdom, perfection of wisdom. Then Gambopa collected in the sevenfold. So number one, reflection on the drawbacks of its absence and the benefits of its practice. So if we practice perfection of wisdom, what is the benefit? If we don't practice, what is the drawbacks? Means what the faults, mistakes. So this is number one. Then number two is the benefits of number two is its nature. So we are going to understand natural things. The nature of wisdom. This is number two. What is the nature of wisdom? Then number three is its different aspects. If we separate the grossly, then how many groups we can make it? Then Gambopa said Gambopa taught different aspects of wisdom, perfection of wisdom. And then number four is the essential characteristics of each aspect. So which means definition. For example, what is the definition of fire or burn? So someone know the definition of fire. For example, fire means burn, then nobody touch it. Because if we touch fire, it burns. So we already know this definition is very important. Already we know the fire burns material things. That's why we are not touching it. So likewise, if we practice wisdom, perfection of wisdom, then what they benefit to us? What do they benefit us? Then number five, that which is to be understood. Then the perfection of wisdom is very important to understand. Actually, Guru Rinpoche, he said to the Tibetans before he left from Tibet. So he said that my followers, actually like my student, he said, my followers in the snow-lined. Snow-lined means the Tibetan mountains are very snow, the round of there. So then in many times they call it snow-lined. That's where my followers in the snow-lined. Then he said, you should hold the view of Nagarjuna. So Nagarjuna, view of Nagarjuna means actually the view of middle way. The view of middle way is actually same like view of Mahamudara. Then he said, you should hold the view of Nagarjuna to recognize. Then Guru Rinpoche said, why do we hold the view of Nagarjuna? Then Nagarjuna, Guru Rinpoche said, to recognize the main point of Ati Yoga. So Ati Yoga is in the Dzogpa Chimbo, there are 9 vehicles. It's called a vehicle, I think vehicles. 9 vehicles. So the very top highest is Ati Yoga. Maha and Ati. Among them, highest view in the Dzogpa Chimbo is Ati Yoga. So to recognize the main point of Ati Yoga, the principal thing of Ati Yoga, to understand the principle of Ati Yoga, then Guru Rinpoche said, the perfect view of the middle way is necessary. So that's where today we are teaching on the wisdom, perfection of wisdom. It is very much related the view of middle way. So it is very helpful for great practitioners, because great practitioners are really great, really great. So, for example, so we are going to pray for them to accomplish their practice successfully. For example, great retreaters, great all the practitioners. Especially, we are going to pray for them to gain the Nagarjuna's view or Mahamudara's view quickly, and because they have how to say, they have a very great motivation that even they thought, oh, I'm going to retreat. It's really a great mind or great motivation, great thinking. So then they do retreat, for example, and then they have no more different thoughts. But what is their thoughts? Their thoughts is to attain Buddhahood. So that's where they make very efforts to gain, to reach the Buddha's stage, to reach to the Buddha's stage. But they also have some obstacles. These obstacles are not outer obstacles, Obstacles means they have different experiences. They gain different experiences. So that's where, if we compare those experiences, non-practitioners' experiences, or their experiences, if we compare, their experiences are amazing. But how their experiences, for example, sometimes they think, oh, this is my final realization. They thought this is my perfect realization. So, but that is very possible perfect realization. But sometimes it is possible not perfect realization. So that's why I say the obstacle means that. And then what does middle way of this the perfect view of the middle way? How it does it help them is right now, if you heard about this information, when you meditate alone in your retreat, during your retreat, meditate in your heart, so you have different experience, and you will understand. That's where what I try to say is, it has great benefit, means you will become your own guru. Oh, this is a bliss. This experience is bliss. Or this experience is clarity. And this experience is non-perception. And then, this is a small one test. Small one test. Or this is a middle one test. This is the highest one test. Or now I'm ready to practice on simplicity. Or this is a small part of simplicity. Or this is the middle part of simplicity. Simplicity means unelaborated, probably. Unelaborated saying. Unelaborateness. Thank you so much. So you will know by yourself. You will know by yourself, and then you can increase very quickly. For example, you make an appointment with the guru. Monday, for example, Monday your guru or the your retreat master say, I will see you on Monday, next Monday, and today you have great experiences, and you understand because you have the method how to what are the what is your experiences. So before you see guru, you can improve that. If you already gained small one test, I mean one test in the 4 yogas of Mahamudra, I'm talking about this. So you experience this small part of experience, and then after you experience the small part of one test, you are going to practice for the sake of middle test. One test has in Tibetan called rojik. Rojik means ro means test. One jik means one. So one test, it has 3 classifications, three types: small, medium, and higher. So you already gained small part, and then you don't want to still remain there. You try to experience middle part, the experience. That's where you can do by yourself. So it has and then still at that time you have some obstacles. You can understand how to avoid them. But then, of course, you don't misunderstand. Oh, then I don't want guru. Practical Buddhas, they did exactly what that I'm not right now. I'm talking. They thought, oh, no need guru. Now, guru is still necessary. Still necessary. Guru Guru has 2: outer guru and inner guru. So both necessary. Outer guru, your wisdom, your experiences are inner guru. However, this pleasant feeling, pleasant experience, all of them are your inner guru, but still you want outer guru. So that's where, of course, you should meet your guru and ask questions and share your experiences. These are very important. At the same time, you yourself also need this some kind of knowledges. That's where Guru Rinpoche said that, if I read this again, my followers in the snowland. So this is, at that time Guru Rinpoche was in Tibet. Today Guru Rinpoche is, if Guru Rinpoche right now we cannot see, otherwise who has the faith, then Guru Rinpoche is there. Yeah. So today Guru Rinpoche is, if here he will say same thing. Just only one thing change is snowland, because here these days we have snowland. However, my followers means us. We are followers of Guru Rinpoche. Yeah? My followers in the snowland. You should hold the view of Nagarjuna to recognize the main point of Ati Yoga. The perfect view of the middle way is necessary. So that's and then I said there are sevenfold the perfection of wisdom. So I already told I think 4, and then 5 are already taught, and then 6th is how to cultivate it. So wisdom, I say wisdom is very important. Only say that we don't know how to cultivate. Yeah. Then 7th is, it is fruits. So we are practice dharma. If there is no fruition, then why are we practicing? Yeah. So we have to understand fruition. So if we understand benefiting or fruitions, then we can keep more diligence. So the first point is to reflect on the drawbacks of its absence and the benefits of its practice. A bodhisattva may abide with the perfection or perfections from generosity through to meditative concentration, yet will never attain the state of omniscience of if the perfection of wisdom is lacking. Why is this so? The first 5 perfections are like a group of blind people without a guide and hence unable to journey to the city they wish to visit. So this now we have to understand that there are 5. All of our practices are included 6 perfections, from generosity to perfection of generosity, perfection of moral discipline, perfection of forbearance or patience, perfection of diligence, perfection of concentration, perfection of wisdom. So today we are talking on the last part, yeah. So if we practice the 5 perfections, here says if we practice the 5 perfections but without perfection of wisdom, then these 5 perfections are like a blind people. So this example is a little bit negative. Blind people, they just don't know anything, like can't see anything. But it does not mean 5 perfections are unnecessary or no need. Only with letter, actually, it tells very clearly. But this perfection of generosity, perfection to the perfection of concentration, there are 5 perfections. They have a great benefit. Without them, we cannot attain Buddhahood. That's where we offering to the 3 jewels and 3 roots. 3 roots are Guru, Yidam, and Dakinis, Dakas and Dakinis, yeah. And then we generous to the beggars or animals or so forth. And then we keep moral discipline. If we were our monastic has moral discipline, and we are Mahayana practitioners. We have Samaya, the Bodhicitta vows, Bodhisattva's vows. If we are practitioner of Vajrayana, we have Samayas. So that's where these are very great practice. And then patience, practice for patience. Sometimes patience is most of the time we say patience means what? Patience means with the friends or some people. Not always that. Of course, that we should practice patience with people, but not only people. Sometimes with inside. For example, we are very kind of become lazy for something. When not interested to practice, then we should be patient. So, and sometimes we practice, it's so not easy to accomplish or kind of accomplish siddhis or something like that. We recite thousands of mantras. Sometimes we thought, oh, we don't have the siddhi, but we should be patient, still continually recite, continually practice. So these are so very necessary. And then perfection of diligence and meditation are of course necessary. But if we are going to attain Buddhahood means this mind, this mind should become enlightened or Dharmakaya, then perfection of wisdom is necessary. The reason is other perfections, For example, we practice generosity. Uh, Actually, this greatly benefit in this life. We become rich. But become rich means, I practiced generosity for many times. I did not become rich. Sometimes we think like that. This is not only related generosity, but we are rich. For example, even we have one bowl of delicious food, healthy food. So this is benefiting of generosity. And we have a one favorite color. For example, sometimes we have many clothes, and this is my favorite clothes, because that clothes makes you happy, or that color makes you happy. So that is also a result of your generosity. So you have and then uh, uh, sometimes in this life you have no problem about the money or other this food and clothes and so forth. This is because of your previous lives, or in the past years you practice greatly generosity for that way. And then, right now I have everything, so I don't want to, it's well enough, I don't want to practice generosity. If you want things like that, this is also a misunderstanding. If you already have this you have money or food and clothes, if you are going to how to say, if you are going to keep them continually, and then still you should practice generosity. Otherwise everything is impermanent. Impermanent means suddenly it's very possible they disappear. It's many happened even in the village. This, I know some villages in the different places. Since their grandparents, are very rich, they have lots of things, and then grandson or daughters, they keep these things. So in the one village has for example 20 families. One family is very rich, very higher, everything wonderful, but 1 year it's lost everything. Many obstacles occur there. And then after a few years, this rich family became very poor. And then same neighbor of that family, the families, first they were very poor. They ask food. They have many children and no clothes, not enough food, and then parents have no job. It's very poor, so they ask food, family by family. Everybody look down. They have no, it's poor. Just that's all. Sometimes just give little things, but then these children slowly grow up. That poor family become rich, and rich family become poor. It really happened in front of our eyes. In this life we can see many. So that's where we continually practice generosity has great benefit, because it protects safe. You already have a great wealth, marriage, health, it keeps continually. And especially there are very important things for us. This our wealth greatly, we can greatly benefit others. So this is a very important. Not only this part of rich, honestly. about knowledge, our knowledge, Dharma knowledge or mundane knowledge. When we have some knowledge, some has great knowledge but cannot benefit. Always just remain in the mind, that's all. Some have a great knowledge, it can benefit for other beings. So these, everything, how much we can benefit others, this is related to generous perfection of generosity, for example. Then other perfections, we talked a lot about these things. Same way, every perfection has a great qualities, great beneficial. So we should keep that. But now here, if we are going to understand Dharmakaya, then we have to practice perfection of wisdom. So this is a very important point. Because right now I say yeah. I say I, that means I don't understand. I is Dharmakaya. So that means I'm very ordinary being, ordinary person. And then Sharavikas say selflessness. They don't say I, they say selflessness. One object. Both are mind. I call my mind I, and Sharavikas call them selflessness. And then Bodhisattvas call bodhicitta. These three people look one object, give different names. And then Buddha call it Dharmakaya. So that's where nirvana is in our mind, samsara is in our mind. I don't understand that my mind is Dharmakaya or selflessness or bodhicitta, so I call it I. And then great practitioners understand that I is selflessness, they call it selflessness. And they understood, the great practitioners understood that is bodhicitta, they call it bodhicitta mind. And then our guru and this wonderful Mahasiddhas, they call Dharmakaya, Kundazangpo, Vajradhara, and then they had liberated. So they have no suffering. They have no problem. That's why they did not kick I somewhere out. They bring grasping and put in the trash bag or in the garbage. They didn't do that. They understand, I is Dharmakaya. When they understand I is Dharmakaya, exactly ice melted into the water. Where is ice? We search, we cannot find it. Likewise, after they understood that mind is Dharmakaya, where is I? They cannot find. But still they look towards us. For example, my guru look at me, then he arise compassion towards me. Why? Oh, poor, he didn't understand. His mind is Dharmakaya, but he does not understand. That's why look at his action. And he generate compassion. So otherwise, the I and Dharmakaya, no different. That is very important to understand. If we understand this, only understand just not enough. We should meditate. Meditate means just we close eyes and sit. This is just externally how we are meditate, but internally meditate means repeat. Lord Jigten Sunggu said, meditation means repeat. Kunchen Longchen Pa also said, meditation means repeat. So do frequently, and then first we do it through efforts, but then one time we can do it effortlessly. Thus, the verse summary of the perfection of wisdom says, without a guide, how could even a trillion blind people who are unfamiliar with the road ever find the city gate? Without wisdom, the five perfections are sightless. Without a guide, one cannot reach enlightenment. Yes. In contrast means opposite of that. Yeah. When they possess wisdom, all the possess wisdom means they keep wisdom. All the wholesome aspects of virtue, generosity, and so on are transformed into the path to Buddhahood. And the state of omniscience will be attained like a throng of blind people being led by their guide to the city. The city is a city, exactly the city. If I'm going to, for example, I went to the Los Angeles. I go to the Los Angeles. If someone drop me off in the center of Los Angeles, I can't go anywhere almost, because I don't know where is a restaurant, where is a hotel or something. Even someone bring me there, I don't know where I should go. But from here, someone say you should go to Los Angeles. I really can't go there because I don't know how even which direction, and so I cannot go. But some has experience. I can sit next of the friend, and they draw me. My friends draws me in the Los Angeles. I don't want to make too much efforts. I can reach in Los Angeles. Likewise, if we have wisdom, perfection of wisdom, then generosity, discipline, moral, patience, all of these things are come into what? Cause of enlightenment. And after became enlightened, the result appear on the body. That is very important. Buddha has 32 minor and 80 major marks. We say that Buddha has what is called this? Coil, white coil. There's a kind of eye, but Buddha has, Shakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha, they have something here. And then they have Ushinicha over there. And then especially their body colors. Right now we are going to many people went to some place, plastic surgery or makeup or lots of things. I think that things are good, but Buddha, the power of his six perfection practiced, every fruition result come on his body, in his blood, and his wind, inner wind. So that's where his body changed. Buddha, before he became enlightened, Buddha was undertaking hardship for 6 years under a tree. He become what is almost like a skeleton, and then very ugly. I'm sorry to say that. He became really ugly. People think, oh, it is ghost. It's not ghost, something like that. But after he became enlightened, and then his body completely changed. And then he radiated light, luminosity. So he teach to the Sangha how they know, how at that time, how they know they attain the stage of Arya. Arya means excellent. They gain the view because they see the luminosity from Buddhas behind the Buddha. That's why Buddha's tankas, the behind of there some round luminosity or light. This is his student see it. In the reality, Buddha has that. So Buddha changed even nails, joints, even fingers, design of fingers, ears, eyes, and eyeballs, teeth, tooth or teeth, tongue. Even the what's called in the pores, the small holes with the hair. Yeah, everything has qualities. So Buddha changed everything. It's not only just accidentally change. It did not accidentally change. It changed. It changed because of practice of six perfections. So we have to know, and we have to understand and remember, and then it help us to increase our practices. Then, thus entering the middle way says, just as a whole group of blind people is easily led to the place of their choice by one sighted person, so are the sightless qualities lead to the conqueror's state by wisdom. Conqueror's state means the Dharmakaya stage. Dharmakaya stage is everything, no any enemies, distractions. So right now we meditate on the nature state of mind. The thoughts comes, everything dissolve into this non-duality, and we are always peaceful and relaxed like that. Yeah. The verse summary of the perfection of wisdom says, every aspect of the three realms will be completely transcended by thoroughly. Thoroughly means completely, by thoroughly understand the nature of. Thoroughly means complete. Yeah, complete. Understanding the nature of a phenomena through wisdom. So, transcended. Transcended means we say Jomdinde during the Pua practice. Jomdinde, the Buddha's name. Jomdinde. Transcended means Jom means he purifies obscurations, negative karmas. Yeah, Jom. Di means actually possess, have. He has qualities. He keeps qualities. There is transcended. This word is very important. There means transcended. Transcended means transcended from samsara. So, from thoughts, from dualistic thinking. So, so which perfection help us to transcend from, completely transcend from three realms? Only perfection of wisdom. These being so, some may wonder, wisdom alone might suffice enough, yeah, suffice. And what need is therefore skillful means. Skillful means right now the methods. So wisdom and methods. If wisdom has that superpower, amazing power, then of course we have question. Why do we want skillful? Skillful means methods. Methods is generosity, moral discipline, and so forth. Why do we need? And then it answers that. Answer to that. Lamb for the path to awakening says, Wisdom lacking skillful means, and skillful means lacking wisdom, are both bondage. It has been taught. Therefore, do not abandon this combination. So the same meaning is that, do you know Mitipa? Mitipa, you heard Mitipa. Mitipa is Marpa Loza. Marpa Loza's guru. Marpa Loza has, he follow many gurus in India. So he's the man, he follow Naropa. So Naropa gave him many teachings and empowerments. And then Mitipa introduced Mahamudra. Sometimes I had questioned that, I have ever questioned that, Mitipa, why Mitipa did not important? He didn't mention that much because Mitipa introduced Mahamudra to Naropa. No, Naropa, sorry. Marpa Loza. Marpa Loza is Malarepa's guru, yeah. You think I will not answer now. So Mitipa's guru is Saraha. Saraha is the king of the all Mahasiddhas in India. So Saraha is the Mitipa's guru. And also Saraha is the Nagarjuna's guru. Saraha give monastic vow to the Nagarjuna. And first Saraha, and then Saraha gave job to Nagarjuna. So then Saraha, he stayed in the forest. He not stay one place. He just wander different places. So then at that time, many these Mahasiddhas, they traveled in the forest. Sometimes the disciples so difficult to find them. They stay different places. They not stay very certainly somewhere. So travels. Then the student means these their disciples, or also they don't have cars and horses and so forth. They are walk. And then in the forest they found. And then one time Mitipa found the Saraha. Then Saraha gave many teachings to the Mitipa. And then Mitipa, Saraha taught to Mitipa that if you have no doubt to reborn in hungry ghost realm, but still you practice generosity with the small things. So that's why exactly Malarepa said, what if you are eating some food, if someone hungry over there, and then a little bit you share, make half and give. So that's why right now our brothers and sisters, we have no problem because nobody hungry next of us, for example today, yeah. But nobody hungry means visible beings. We all have a great merit, so we aren't hungry. But there are many invisible beings. We cannot see through these eyes. But there are many, many. So that's why we are going to, after we eat, in the mind arise compassion in this moment, and like just dedicate from mentally. They will satisfied. They have a very kind of clear. Their mind is very clear in some case. For example, some animals, they understand. There is one animal looks like a deer, not exactly deer. Maybe you know that. Right now I forgot. They have medicine in their body. Medicine. I think mole or something. But very few in Tibet too, very few. So what did they do? Sometimes they harm their body. they have a wound, and they went to in the summer, they went travel to the place. They know it's medicine plant, and they lie down their body and touch on this plant and their wound together, and then they rest there and they recovered. Do you understand? So they have like this wisdom or this skill. We don't know that is a medicine plant or not. So that's where some animal has a very great wisdom. I said that, sometimes forget. uh, oh, yes. That's where these I say invisible beings. They don't have wisdom that all everything are emptiness or non-duality or dharmakaya. They don't have this wisdom yet. Of course, naturally, but not yet. Grow their wisdom, not yet grows. But they have wisdom that when we mentally dedicate, they understand. And then because of their karma, they're satisfied. So that's why we can protect their life. If we don't particularly dedicate, of course we should particularly dedicate. Sometimes if we don't dedicate through compassionately, they cannot eat. So sometimes there are lots of saying. They have many hunger ghosts, different types of hunger ghosts. Some hunger ghosts, if we give them good things, they really can't take it. But what is called in the spirit, saliva, we throw outside, for example, and we dedicate Oman Bemeho, something like that, they're satisfied. So there are different in this hunger ghost, spirit ghost. But then Mitiba and Saraha's discussion, what they say is, Saraha told to Mitiba, if you have no doubt to reborn in the hunger ghost realm, which means Mitiba has a great realization. So he has confidence we're not reborn, because he see everything are non-duality, dharmakaya. But then Saraha said, still you dedicate, you practice generosity. Non-stop to practice generosity. Likewise, and the other example is the birds. If bird going to fly, they need 2 feathers. So skillful or methods and wisdom, this both necessary to attain Buddhahood. Exactly what bondage occurs if either wisdom or skillful means are practiced on their own. A bodhisattva who results means use to wisdom without skillful means will fall into the partial nirvana considered to be peace by the Sharavikas and become utterly bound, never reaching non-abating nirvana. According to the viewpoint that upholds the ultimacy of the 3 vehicles, it is maintained that one remains stuck in that nirvana state permanently. However, according to the theory, first I explain this. So there are 2 bondages, 2 chains, 2 ropes. Very ordinary rope, like a cloth, like a wire. And then another is chains that like a gold, made by gold. So this both, if this both bound us, hold on the pillar, like a dog's leash, for example. We buy dog's leash, very expensive dog's leash, and we hold dog through this way, we can hold. Or we buy very simple and cheap cheaper cloth, the rope, and of the dog's leash, and we hold the dog through this dog's leash, we can hold. Either way, dog cannot run away. Dog's leash made by gold, or dog's leash made by ordinary cloth. In both way, we can hold. The dog cannot liberate. Likewise, if we only practice 5 perfections, not practice 6th perfection, then in this life we have good health, good wealth, good marriage, good friends, good environment, everything good. But that's where then what happened is bondage, means it hold us in the samsara. So in this time, many also think that oh, I don't want to dharma practice because I have food, clothes, and everything perfect. So that's where they are bondage in the samsara by some merit. And then another way is bondage is, this is for the sake of our great practitioners, okay? So how we meditate, visualize Yidam deities day and night. Yidam appears to us. And we fixate. Oh, this is Yidam deity. I am amazed. I need again and again. I hope tomorrow again I appear. I hope day after appear again. So this is the golden chain, like a golden chain. It's bondage. It's bondage, good place, but still it cannot give us freedom. So Yidam deities appear is not easy. Some practitioners appear Yidam deity is really amazing. So we just look at Thanga is pretty easy, but we appears Yidam deity is not easy. Practitioners who appear Yidam deity is speechless, which means it's peerless. It's amazing. But why we say we should visualize Yidam deities as moon's reflection in the water? That means Yidam deity appear there, and you should understand this is your mind. This is your mind, means your mind's quality. So, however, Yidam deity is your mind is Yidam deity. They are non-duality. In the water, there is a moon's reflection. That water and that moon's reflection are no different. We cannot separate that. Because if water moves, then this moon's reflection is also moving. That means this moon's reflection and that water are no different. Likewise, Yidam appears to you. At that time, your mind and Yidam are same, no different. So that's where if we recognize that, then we don't want to make hope. Tomorrow if we make hope, it's very possible tomorrow will not appear again. But one time you appear as Yidam deity, if you will not make hope, and you understand that your mind is Yidams are same, then Yidams appear frequently. Almost always. Anytime you are going to appear Yidam, Yidam will appears to you. So wisdom, we don't. So for that reasons, we don't want to bondage or hold by a leash of gold and a leash of ordinary rope. So we are going to free from both of the ways. Dharmakaya means that. Nimanakaya means still is something like they are thirsty, they are hungry, they are cold, everything almost, but of course not like ordinary beings. And then Dharmakaya means like that. Vajradhara means Vajradhara. Why we are called Vajradhara? Vajra. Vajra means actually doji. If I literally explain that, I don't try to teach you Tibetan, but sometimes I bring this, it makes more sense. Because of Vajra, I cannot explain this way. But doji, I can explain. So do means strong, yeah. The stone is very difficult. If somebody hit me my head, a ball, it's not harm my head. It's not blood comes. But somebody hits the small stone on my head, blood comes, which means stone is very strong. That's where do means. Then that way we give name the do. Vajra name is the do. And J, what is the meaning of J? J means like a king, principal. So doji means among the stones, very firm, very strong. So doji means that. But then why we call Vajradhara? Vajradhara means when we recognize the Dharmakaya from our mind and other obstacles cannot destroy. For example, right now we are hungry, without food, hungry, without clothes, cold, without water, thirsty. Yeah, but Milarepa, he stayed in the 18 different caves. So in those caves, nothing, no water, no food, no clothes, only single row. Even Milarepa wears word is the one white cloth. His sister come, she feels shy. Milarepa, please. I don't know. She is very directly spoken. She said, I don't know you. She said a little funny thing. There are many practitioners. Some says they gained great realization. Some are the kind of normal practitioners. No one did like you did. So if you gain great realization, still please wear some clothes. Even I cannot look at your body because Petama is his sister. So which means from this way, what we understand is Milarepa has no clothes, only small white like a robe, except that he has nothing. But he did not get sick like these days. What do we call this kidney failure? If we're getting too much cold, definitely it's the very possible kidney failure or something because of cold disease. But Milarepa is his door blocked by snow. His disciples thought Milarepa already passed away. He blocked in the Lapchi, some area. So, but he is very practiced Tummo, 6 yoga of Naropa, and he eat samadhi food, so he has no problem. Yeah, which means he has this great, how to say, power. So we same. If we practice, we are follower of Milarepa. So if we suddenly cannot do exactly what he did, but if we try, definitely we why not? Yeah. So then what I try to say is sometimes I saying different things and it goes different things. Anyhow, we have to liberate it from the two kind of chains. So if we liberate from there, so then we uh, uh, mm, the obstacles, maras, ghosts, they cannot harm to us. So Vajra means like that. We stay, for example, Shakyamuni Buddha, when he was 35 years old, in this time, probably around 4:30 a.m., he started to become enlightened. So at that time, right before, there were many obstacles arise, like many maras occurs, but his mind is a Vajradhara. Vajradhara means that. So very strong, permanent. Permanent, right now, permanent means unchangeable. It's cannot destroy. So right now, how much we are talking. I'm talking about and bring informations. Everything we have to know. Everything is in our mind. If I'm a tourist guide, and I give you some, how to say, I introduce you. If you are very new comer in the GBI, I say, oh, this is a temple, this is the stupa, something like that. So like let us know we are talking about inner qualities, not about outer qualities. We are talking inner qualities. Inner qualities are very important. Do you know there's a Rechongpa? Rechongpa, he say he is going to see the, I think that's a Samye. Samye, do you know Samye? Samye is who built that. Samye built by Guru Rinpoche. Guru Rinpoche, he came, he was India. And then we say at Guru Rinpoche. So we always think there are 8 people. In the reality, not 8 people. Only one person. Guru Rinpoche, he moved different places. He went to the Sheda, he went to the Drupda no retreat, and he followed is the great Mahasiddhas. So then he studied, he retreat, he meditate, and also he learned about this how to constructions, something like that. So he understand very well about how to build house. So Tibet, the Samye, actually, Guru Rinpoche, he say you should make like this, that, those. So that's where Guru Rinpoche is very, very skillful, knowledgeable about the house, something like that. So Samye is a very famous temple, because Guru Rinpoche said there, Guru Rinpoche built that, and King Sungzin Gampo and Guru Rinpoche together built that, and then many Pintatas, they invited many Pintatas from India. And then many Tibetans became translator. Right now, great translator, the Beros Jana, and so forth, Kawapatse, they all studied from that temple. So then that temple inside has many kind of rooms. Then each rooms are something for classroom of translators. Some room is for they build statues, and then they do many things. So very famous. Well, it became very well known temple. And then Rechongpa told to Milarepa, I'm going to see the Samye temple. And then Milarepa said, and Milarepa told to Rechongpa, look at your mind. Look at your mind. If you compare that Samye temple has nothing to see special. You have more see beautiful thing in your mind. And still he said that, oh, I'm going to the Marpa's place. Then Malarabha said, look at your mind. It's better than see the Marpa's place. Something like that. So we are talking about the inner qualities. We always will listen many teachings. Then always we have to know that 6 perfections. Action is outside, yeah, but fruition of 6 perfections are in the mind. That's where it has benefit. It also says in the teachings of Vimala Kirti Sutara, what is bondage for Bodhisattvas and what is their liberation? Look, Bodhisattvas has also bondage. That's why the Buddha, Buddha's Sangha asked to Buddha, what is bondage for Bodhisattvas and what is their liberation? Their bondage is, Buddha answered to him, their bondage is wisdom not supported by skillful means. Where is their liberation is wisdom supported by skillful means. Wow. Bodhisattvas has bondage. Bondage means they hold, yeah, hold. So what thing they can bondage is they have skillful. Oh, they have compassion and oh, they are poor, I give this, or I help them, or moral discipline is very important, I should keep it, only keep, I don't care other thing. Or forbearance is important, which means important is a great thing, but it's real, because my angry emotion is real angry, real emotion, real angry emotion. So that is we call it's how to say, it's a bound or probably bound. It's hold. So anger is not real. Anger is not real. Angry emotion is like incense. Incense. We are burning incense. So wisdom is the fire of that. We burn fire there, incense, and then slowly it burns. It takes time, but eventually incense becomes ashes. And then where's incense? We cannot find. Especially, wisdom is like a fire. Incense is like angry, for example. If this burn, we have good smell. So that's where the incense, right now if I change the example in different ways, explain, incense is generosity. And then wisdom is, this fire is wisdom. So the fire and the incense, a fire of wisdom and generosity of incense comes together, touching, and then what is the benefit? We have precious smell, how to say, smell, yeah, garland, or maybe smell. That's where we offer this. So wisdom should always combine with our practices. Actually, the 6 yoga of Naropa, we say illusory things. Illusory things, there before we gain the clarity, illusory things. The first practice is Tummo. And then Tummo practice helps us to the increase. Tummo practice means not only keeps warmness. Tummo practice means it arises bless. And then we will not, we don't want to attach it. That's where Julu or this illusory body. Actually, it's called illusory body. So that means suddenly we cannot see, everything's are like empty or something. But everything is illusory body, like a moon's reflection in the water. So we will not attach. Even we experience great things, we are not attaching. We have some problems, we are not aversion. So that's where, and then comes clarity, arises clarity. So bodhisattvas, their wisdom support method, and method support wisdom. So Vajradhara always hold this bell and Vajra here. That means they support each other. So they represent. So we, our Dharma practitioners, we utilize bell and Vajra. If we understand the meaning of what is the meaning of their crocodile, oh, this meaning of compassion. So I'm going to generate compassion. And then what should I do with the compassion? I don't reject mother beings, whether they are happy with me or unhappy with me, or whether they are my enemy or my friends, whether they are my family or not family, whether they are my Dharma brothers or sisters or not. So all beings, we hold in the compassion. So crocodiles hold some animals. I see many times that through video, they hold some animals. Then animals have very, very less chance to liberate from there, release from there. So that means they are very strong, and their habits, I don't know, they hold one time. The lions, they do more. That seems their mind is uncertain. Sometimes that's where some animal runs away, could run away. But crocodile in the water, crocodile, zebra comes there, some zebras or cow, the buffaloes, maybe cow or buffalo, I don't know. They comes in the water, and then the crocodile comes and they hold, and then they cannot escape. And then slowly they turn that is also their wisdom, actually. Their wisdom, they turned like that, and then the animals, the cows or zebra, they has no supporter, because they are in the water, and then they lost their freedom, and then these crocodiles easily killed these animals. So but this is a metaphor, and then through our compassion we hold all beings. We not release in the from our warm heart. Yeah. But what I try to say is, when we hold the bell, suddenly we remember emptiness. There are many rules and regulations where we have to hold Vajra. Well, we are going to play bell, and then what it represents, there are laws. If we don't know about this, it's okay. But when we hold the Vajra, compassion, we arise compassion. And then hold the bell, remember emptiness. A little bit. This for just 1 second, we remember. If we can remember emptiness and generate compassion, it's very great. We don't want to. Many things happen that small, easy, very easy, and very easy practices, and we ignore. So that's where then we cannot build great things. Otherwise, if we are going to build a wall with some stones or something, we are going to build step by step. Likewise, we remember emptiness 1 second, generate compassion 1 second. If we continually doing that, one day we become compassionate Buddha. And compassionate Buddha means compassion, and Buddha means wisdom, that union together. Hence, to practice either skillful means to, or wisdom on its own, is to engage in the work of Mara. the questions of Naga King Anavittapita Sutara says, Anavittaputta is the king of Naga. So Buddha has many disciples, Naga, king of gods. So what Buddha taught is the works of Mara are true. Skillful means without wisdom, and wisdom without skillful means. Those should be recognized as the work of Mara and rejected. So there are two Maras here, as here said, Buddha said. True Mara is one Mara is we think everything truly exists. So my unhappiness is true. So this is a Mara. Mara means harmful being. So when we think, oh, I'm a headache, this is real, then it affected to us. So that's where this is one. And then second is Mara is oh, everything is emptiness, empty. So nothing. We think, perceive, or we think like that, consider like this, then there is a big misunderstanding. What is the biggest misunderstanding? Big misunderstanding. We think there is no karma cause and effect. I really this without this if there is not karma cause and effect, I think this world will become very dangerous. This world becomes hell, really. But many people don't know about karma, but they experience. For that kindness of this way, many people don't do too awful things. But our practitioners, there's should be careful one thing, that is emptiness, nothing. Then there's no karma cause and effect. So this is a big misunderstanding. So there's three set takes in the great meditators, retreatants. Three set takers and 4 strayings, which means we're going wrong way. It's very possible. I don't mean these wonderful practitioners, retreatants, they goes wrong way. It's really impossible, but it's very possible. Sometimes it happens. So that's where emptiness means everything like emptiness. There's no karma cause and effect. And then I don't care. If I kill other beings, I harm other beings, I don't care. So sometimes this misunderstanding very possible arises in the mind. So that's where Guru Rinpoche said, the view is very higher, like a sky, which means everything is emptiness, like an empty space. But karma cause and effects are very subtle, very detailed. So we are going to take very care. This karma cause and effect, if we misunderstand on emptiness, then we, it's possible sometimes we make mistakes. But in this case, this skillful means without that we fixate, and then slowly we become. There is important thing is sometimes we fixated over virtues, merit, and then we cannot dissolve it into the emptiness, and then we fixated these things. Even we fixate bliss, we reborn again in this human realm. We cannot attain Dharmakaya stage. If we fixate it on the clarity, we reborn in the form, gods of form and formless. There are two, I think, form realms, realm, and another. If we fixate it non-perception, we will reborn into reborn or rebirth in the formless realm. So that's where we have to bring them together, the method and wisdom. Further to give in analogy, just as someone wishing to reach the town of his choice needs a combination of eyes to survey the way and legs to cover the distance. So those going to the city of non-abandoning nirvana need the union of the eyes of wisdom and the legs of skillful means. This is a good example. So wisdom is like eyes to see where we are going to, and the other 5 perfections are legs. So this both necessary means that the Gaya Sura Hill Sutara says, in brief, Mahayana is twofold: means and wisdom. Means and method. Yeah. Wisdom will not arise of its own accord. Yeah. For example, while a small amount of wood may be ignited, but never becomes a powerful, enduring blaze. A great quantity of extremely dry branches stuck together can be ignited to make a mighty, long-lasting blazing that is inextinguishable. Similarly, if only a small amount of wholesome action has been established, great wisdom will not arise. But when vast amounts of the great merits of generosity, moral discipline, and so forth have been established, a great wisdom will emerge, and this will burn away all the obscurations. Therefore, it is for the sake of wisdom alone that one must resort to generosity and so forth. Guide to the Bodhisattva way of life says, the Vector has taught that all these factors are for the sake of wisdom. So wisdom will not arise its own, but it's a Naropa's, we call it Naropa's sister. He said, when you have a very small, like a fire spark of wisdom, then through your mindfulness, keep it continually, and then it will become very big wisdom. So if we don't keep this small wisdom, then this small wisdom cannot naturally increase. So here the thing is that, and then Shantideva said that we taught these 5 perfections for them, because to gain the perfection of wisdom. The second point, the nature of wisdom. Here it talks nature of wisdom. Wisdom consists of in accurate, discerning appreciation of phenomena Thus, the compendium of higher knowledge says, what is wisdom? It is inaccurate, discerning appreciation of phenomena. So this discerning, this is also very important. Even this word is very important. So discerning means sometimes this is also related to great meditators. One meditate like all these phenomena are dharmakaya, like an empty space, there's nothing, and then one rest there at ease, and then rest maybe 1 hour, for example, and then come back from this meditation and open the eyes and see the people and these things. If they are same like before meditation, that means we are not completely liberate. So for that reasons, we rest for 1 hour completely, rest in the Dharmakaya stage, and wake up, and it's still this thing, house and chairs, everything exists in front of us, but we are going to see them illusory body, like a rainbows. We can see rainbows, but we cannot touch them, we cannot keep them. So everything, these appearances are did not gone, but they are still exist, but exist as illusory body. So this is that very important, discerning appreciation of phenomena. Then we have less fixation. We have less fixation, then we have less bondage. Yeah. The third point concerns its different aspects. The commentary to the Ornament of Mahayana Sutara speaks of the 3 types of wisdom: mundane wisdom, lesser, supreme mundane, supra mundane wisdom, and a greater supra mundane wisdom. So lesser supreme mundane wisdom is actually this in the mundane wisdom we all have this, and then wisdom, lesser mundane wisdom, and great mundane wisdom, lesser mundane wisdom we all know. We have different skills or different methods, these are included there. And the lesser supreme mundane wisdom is the wisdom of Sharavikas, and practical Buddhas. And supreme mundane wisdom is a great Bodhisattva's wisdom. Okay. So there are 3 kind of wisdoms. The 4th point explains the essential characteristics of each aspect. 4th means this morning there are 7fold, yeah, among them the 4th. We reached on the 4th. Mundane wisdom is wisdom emerging from the 4 domains of knowledge. Yeah. Science. The science, there are 4, they make 4 kind of 4 types. The science of healing, about medical, doctors, how to treat or something like that. And then logic. Logic is actually the in the monastery also actually we have that, but logic means reason. Reasonably say something, reasonably find something, doing something. And then next is first is science of healing, second is logic, and third is epistemology. Epistemology means the wisdom of thinking how to do that, or establish some something. Then linguistics and creative skills. So these are some mundane, some still related in the Dharma. For instance, linguistics. Linguistics is for example, Sanskrit, Pali. We learn about that, and through this way we can benefit a lot other beings. And then creative skills. Creative skill is like we sew clothes, we sew like banners, tankas is also virtues, and then make dharmas, they are also virtues. Then the logic and epistemology also related in Dharma. Logic is how related karma cause and effect. How related there? What is the karma cause and what is the result? And then how they've been related. And then the epistemology means, the mountain, the top of the mountain, there is a fire. From here we can say that because there are some smoking. Or some in the Flagstaff mountain there were fire because I can see smoke. So that kind of this, so thinking logically. So it's still related in the Dharma way, but its wisdom has different layers. Then lesser supreme mundane wisdom is the wisdom that arises through the study, contemplation, and meditation of the Sharavikas and the practical Buddhas. I is not exist because of not my body, my head is not I, my tongue is not I, something like that. And then through 12 links of origin interdependence, they are samsara means the like ignorance, how they are establishing something like that. Then it is to realize the self-perpetuating aggregates to be impure, rating with suffering, impermanent, and devoid of any entity. The perpetuating aggregates means this body actually related afflictive emotions. But of course, if we regain the great realization, then these 5 aggregates are the form of 5 family Buddhas. But when we don't understand that, at that time they are created by afflictive emotions. That's where they are very sensitive or something like that. And the greater supreme mundane wisdom is the wisdom that arises from Mahayana study, contemplation, and meditation. It is the awareness that each and every phenomena is, by its very nature, empty, unborn. So as 37 way of Bodhisattva says, all phenomena neither come nor go. Come means not unboring. Neither come is unboring. Neither go means deathless, birthless and deathless. Milarepa understood birthless and deathless, yeah? So that's where he lost his afraid of death. Otherwise, Milarepa first, he was very regret because he thought he was a very sinful person, and he also he made very big mistakes, more than us, honestly. I mean, right now, So Milarepa is a very, very strong person. Was very strong person. Whatever he do, he can do it. Kind of that. So that's where his family had very big obstacles, and then he lost his father, and he lost his family's possessions, and still his uncle and aunts look down too much, and then he start to utilize what? Black magic. So he utilized black magic, and then he stay in the very narrow cave. And just build a few stones, stay, and then he started to counting, utilize mala, and then he used practiced black magic. And black magic, and then all this, his village, his village was farmers. They have many green crops and something, but everything damaged by the hails. And then he killed many horses and humans. So he deeply regretted, and then he practiced. So one with one life, one body, he attained Buddhahood. So at that time, he afraid of death, because he remember he had has lots of non-virtues, and then that's where he went to the mountains. Only some vultures, some bird, that's all. Then in the summertime, only foggy. In the winter, snow. That's all, nothing. But he meditated, purified. Then all non-virtues purified, completely purified, and again the Vajradhara. So he became Vajradhara. Okay, so where are we? Greater supreme mundane wisdom. That's we did. Emptiness. Without root. Without root means we said, what is the root of samsara? Oh, root of samsara is ignorance. But we understand the natural ignorance. Then this is dharmakaya. Thus it says in the perfection of wisdom, in the 700 lines, to understand that every phenomena has no existence as something arising, that is the perfection of wisdom. Today we stop here, and okay, thank you so much, and let us dedicate with the bodhicitta. Chancho semcho rinpoche maji banan ji jerje ji bai nyambar me bar yang gone gonde bevar jo.
May bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
Thank you so much. May you have a happy mind and long life.